To further solutions academy. I think I've said it earlier that I'm working on rules on differentiation, but this time around we have done function of function, which is known as chain rule. This time around I'll be working on product rule. Now when we talk about product rule, it means I'm talking about y equals to u and v. Don't forget it must be in function of x, and note that it must be implicit. You know, implicit means y is on its own, x is on its own. When you have it in this form, x plus something like this, 1 equals to something like this. This is known as implicit. Please take note of that. Implicit. Please take note of that. It's not the same thing as y equals to s squared plus, that's what I mean by that. Now it must be implicit, not implicit. Okay, and whenever you have something like this and you are asked to differentiate, you are looking for find the y, the x of this thing. Now with the help of our first principle, you will generate something like this. Dy, the x will be equals to u the v, the x, plus v the u, the x. Take note of that. Some students make mistake by telling me that, I think when I was talking to one of my students, he was telling me that u and the v, u and the u are the same, are equal. This can never be equal. Now, this is a function. This is derivative of u. Take note of that. Very, very important. Don't mix it up. Don't mix it up. They are not the same thing. And also, v is not equals to, let me use the word not equals to, the v. This is a u. This is derivative of what? The v. This is v. This is derivative of v. Please take note of those information. They are very, very important. Now, there are some problems here, that will really help, to handle something on product. And I think, permit me to write out some questions. Okay, look at this one. It's very simple to understand. We normally use differentiate one, old one, and differentiate one, old one. Don't forget that, just say that let y equals to uv. My u will be equals to 3x raised to power 6 minus 10, and my v will be equals to x raised to power 4 plus 30. Now, the u, the x, will be equals to 18x raised to power 5, and also the v, the x, will be equals to 4x raised to power 3. I think I've done that. I've done that earlier. And my dy, the x, will be equals to u dv dx plus v du dx. Now, which I'll be having, what is my u? My u is this. This is my u. I have 3x raised to power 6 minus 10. And my dv is 4x raised to power 3 plus, and my v is x raised to power 4 plus 3, plus 30 rather. And my du is 18x raised to power 5. Now, I can now present my answer by saying that if our u, x is common, I can decide to factor how 2. 2 can go there to the, okay, I can say that 2x raised to power 3, bracket of, what remain here, I'll be having 2, bracket of 2x6, 3x raised to power, and plus, what remain here, I'll be having 9, which is, what s, I have s raised to power 2, bracket of s raised to power 4 plus 30. Now, can you see, I just factor out anyhow you want to do it. That is okay by you. Now, look at this. This is another case in itself. I have let u equals to x and v equals to sine 2x. Take note of that. What you just need to do here, the u will be equals, the x will be equals to 1, and the v, the x, will be equals to, bring down the 2, differentiate everything I have cos, and return that function. That is mine. Now, with just so doing this, I can answer that my dy, the x will be equals to the y. Sorry. Okay. Which is going to be I have my u. What is my u? My u is x dot, or multiply by 2 cos 2x plus, what is my v? My v is sine 2x, which is dot multiply 1, which is my answer become, there's also you can factor out here for information, which I will be having my dy, the x will be equals to 2x cos 2x plus sine x. That is all. Now look at this also. I have something like this, solution to this one. Now I have y equals to x. What is just need to do? Let's y equals to what? uv. And don't forget function of x. Function of x. You can see x function now, and you are asked to find the y ds of it. Just say that what u of x will be equals to what? X squared plus 2x. Don't be confused. I can put u of x here. These are u of x, and of s of x. It means with respect of x, with the function of x, anyhow you call it. Which I'll be having v of x also will be x minus 2. Now, okay, now I can answer that the x will be equals to 2x plus 2. The x equals to what? 1. And I can answer that what? The x will be equals to u dv of x plus v of x, the what? The u of what? X. Which I'll be having, what is my u? Of the function of x, I have x squared plus 2x plus 4. And the v of x is 1. And plus, I have 2x plus 2. And the, sorry, hope I'm not making a mistake. I'm talking about v. My v is equals to s, and which is going to be this will be equals to, I can bring out 2 here, which is, I'm factor out 2 already, which is, I'll be having x plus 2, which I can now say that yes, this is different of 2 squared. At this point, I think you are good to go. That is all about that. I can decide to write this as 2x, and anyhow you want to do it. Now, there are some cases that that you need to, you have to be very careful. Let me try to bring out some positive problem, which it will really be up to you. Now, look at this problem. Okay, I have these questions. Permit me to write down the question. Okay, look at this one. This is a special case that can. Why are this special case? This is a function of function with a product. This is also function of function with a product. This is also in form of function of function. But this one is very straightforward. Don't forget, I'm looking for dy, the x of this. I can as well write as y equals to sine 5x bracket of squared. This allow, but I told you that that should be very simple for you to handle, which I can as well write this as sine 5x sine 5x. By so doing that, I think that should be very simple for you. And look at this one. If I'm to find dy, the x of this, what I just need to write here is my u will be equals to 3x squared. My v will be equals to x squared plus 1 bracket of what? Now, this is function of function, which is the previous video known as chain rule. The same thing that will occur here, my let y, u equals to x squared, and my v equals to, don't forget of x with function of x, and I'll be having 2x plus 1 bracket of 1. Now, at this point, you need to think of chain rule, which for you to handle this problem. Don't forget the u, the x will be equals to 6x, and the v, the x will be, bring down the power, differentiate inside 2x, return the function, which is what I explained in the minus 1 from the power, minus 1 all over 2. Now, can you see that is what you need to understand there? Now, which I can now say that my dy dx will be equals to u, don't forget, I'm talking about u dv of x dx plus v with respect of x du d what? The x. Now, which I will be talking about. What is my u? My u is 3x squared. My dv dx, it will be x divides x squared plus 1, or bracket of 1 all over 2. Why is dividing? Because of this minus, you know, at this point I'm applying my indices very well. Now, which I'll be having plus, what is my v? My v is given as x squared plus 1, 1 all over 2. What is my d? The u, which will be what? 6x. Now, if I were you, I can decide to factor out, I think I can factor out 3. I can also factor out x, and this will be a bracket of x squared divided by x squared plus 1, or 1 all over 2, or you call it root, plus, this will be 2 x squared plus 1 bracket of what? 1 all over 2. Now, close the bracket. That is all about that. That's all about that. Depends on what you want to do. If you want to do it very well, you can also, you know, that should not be a problem for you. I think you can do that by having x, and I'll be having my LCM become plus 1 all roots, and this one will be what? 1, which is going to be this in this will be 1, which I'll be having x squared, plus this will be having 2, this it will be 1, I think I'll be having x squared plus 1. That is all about that. I think by so doing that, this and this become 3. If I'm just like, it's not necessary, what I want to teach you is already achieved, which I'll be having, this one will be 3 x squared plus 2 divides x squared plus 1, or bracket of 1 over 2. Anyhow you want to do it, that is all about it. Okay, now let's try to move on with this. This is very simple also. You can see that my du, the x will be equals to 2x. My dv, the x will be equals to 2. Bring down the power, differentiate this side 2, and return the function back. Don't forget, because we have done this in function of function, you know, there are different ways which I've done, you know, you don't need to be begging the question because you want to solve the question. That is very, very important. Which I'll be having 4, you know, this becomes 4 dy, the x will be equals to, okay, what is my u? U dv all over the x plus v, they are all in function of x, and all over what? Okay. What else do I need to? This is my u. My u is x squared, and which is I'll be having 4 bracket of 2x plus 1 squared plus. Now, what was my v? My v is 2x plus 1 squared, and my du remains as 2x. Can I factor out? Yes, I can factor out. I can decide to factor out by saying that I can factor out 2. Firstly, 2 will be here, and 2 will be here. I have 2, I have x, and I have 2x plus 1 also. Even squared, yes, I'm trying to factor out, but this is square, this is square. And I can open the bracket by saying what is remaining here. I have 2 and squared, and what is remaining here I have 1 plus 1. That is all. Depends on what I need to work on. Oh, wow, wow. Oh, sorry. There will be minus 1 from the power. Don't forget that. Which is going to be minus 1, which is going to be 1. Take note of that. If that is the case, it means there will be a problem here. Let me try to arrange this because of that. I didn't minus that one because I've told you you have to minus 1. And did I minus 1 here? Which, yes, I did. Okay, now this will be, what is my u? My u will be x squared, and the v there, which will be 4 bracket of x plus 1 plus, what is my v? My v is 2x plus 1 squared. What is my u? The x is 2. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Okay, I think you can see the problem now. The only thing is, then there was 2 here before, but now there's no 2 because of, this is supposed to be 1. Now, at this point, I can decide to factor. I want to factor out. I can decide to factor out 2 and x. I can also move on to x plus 1. I can now say that what is remaining here, I have 2x. And here will be plus 2x plus 1. Now, my final answer will now be 2x plus 1. 2x bracket of x plus 1 and 4x plus 1. That's my final answer. Okay. Now, the last part, which is this, I can decide to let my u of x equals to sine 5x, and v of x equals to what? Sine, no, this is not 5, sine 5x. Okay, the u, the x will be equals to cos 5 cos 5x. The same thing, the v, the x will be equals to 5 cos 5x. This is also function of function because bring down the power, differentiate everything, I have cos, which I return the function. The same thing that will occur there. And by so doing that, I can also say that the u, the y, the x will be equals to, what is my u? My u is sine 5x dot 5 cos 5x, and plus, this also would remain the same, which is sine 5x dot 5 cos 5x, which it will be 2. My answer will be 2 of, which is going to be 10. Permit me to write 10 because I'll be having 2 of these, of 5, which is going to be 10. I will be having sine 5x cos 5x. That is my final answer. Okay, I'll be stopping here. By now, you should be very good with product rule. In the next video, I'll be working on the quotient rule. Once again, thanks for watching.